it's gonna be the day we start living in the new world.
Hey ladies, Ivy Joeva here. It's nighttime, and I want to talk to you about something I learned today that has softened my heart in a really, really beautiful way. And even though I'm a little tired right now and kind of the night is upon us and getting ready to go to sleep, I'm just so overwhelmed with gratitude for feeling this lesson and experiencing the shift that's occurred in me today that I just felt like I needed to share it. And I want to see a world and live in a world where everybody is lifted up by what I've experienced today. And simply put, and it's going to sound really basic, but it's just the power of unconditional love, and specifically the healing power of unconditional love. I'm sure you've all heard of an emotional hangover. I use that word to refer to the feeling you get when you're around someone, or maybe even just thinking of someone who brings you down. Maybe they drain your energy. Maybe it's a family member. Maybe it's someone who is in your life whose behavior you find really grating. Maybe it's someone you've been involved with romantically who isn't returning your affections the way you would like. But in any of these cases, it can be really draining to to share space with that person, or even sometimes just when thoughts of them come to mind, it can have kind of a deadening effect and just make you kind of feel listless and down, and kind of zap your zest for life. I've definitely experienced that. And I was talking to a good, dear friend of mine on the phone today and just asking him, what do I do? Like, I have the awareness that this is going on and have the willingness to shift it. I just don't know how. And from working with a lot of really brilliant teachers, I have come to understand that how is often the wrong question, and it's kind of like an excuse that we have. It's kind of like a cop-out, like I don't know how, instead of just doing something, just moving forward and finding a way. But in this case, I really felt stuck in the how. I didn't know how to shift out of this negative space I was in, of just feeling uh, really suffering around a loss of a particular relationship that has dragged on and on and on and on and on. I'm sure nobody is familiar with that scenario. Um, and my friend put it so beautifully. He just said, "What would love do?" And then the little light bulb went off for me. And I felt it in my body. I felt this realization, this return to love, that is who we are. And coincidentally, I happened to be doing the Course of Miracles this year. And if you are familiar with the Course of Miracles, it's basically you meditate on a particular lesson every day, and it takes 365 days to complete, and it's a different lesson every day. And today's lesson happens to be love created me as a mirror image of itself. And if you're familiar with biblical references at all, that's one of the oldest teachings, is that we are love, that God is love, and we are made in God's image. And the whole God thing can be hard for a lot of people to swallow, particularly those of us that were raised with traditional religion that felt kind of constraining to a more expansive feeling of spirituality. But if you do believe in love and the power of love, this isn't some kind of airy-fairy notion. We have proof that love is our very nature, and the proof is that when we shift out of alignment of our essence of love, we don't feel good. We feel yucky. So those icky feelings, that lethargy, that kind of feeling of being down and things being gray, is actually a powerful gift, because it's there to show us that we're out of alignment with our true nature. We're out of alignment with our essence, which is love. And so when we're in that space, the key to shifting out of it and the doorway out of it and into freedom and into a return to our vitality is this willingness to soften our hearts and love unconditionally. And that means loving even the people that we have not yet learned how to love, choosing to love them anyway, and trusting that that is our nature and that is our choice. And we do have the power to come from that space of unconditional love. And this may mean having compassion for someone who's behaving in ways that we don't understand. It may mean accepting where someone's at, even though it might not be to our liking. It may mean giving someone space who's asking for it, and that can be painful to do, and pain is unavoidable, but we can release ourselves from the grip of suffering. And the way through that is by embracing our essence, which is always available to us. So I hope that you can relate to this. I hope that this speaks to you the way it did me. I would love to hear your thoughts, your feelings, your observations of how this applies to your life and the shifts you may experience as a result of having this awareness of your loving essence, maybe in the most challenging situations. Please share all of this with me and be sure to join me next time in a new world.
Start living in a new world.